Welcome everyone. Before the formal part of this conference, please silence your cell phones if you have them with you. This conference will last approximately 2 hours. I would like us to introduce ourselves and indicate briefly our reasons for being here. I am Amanda and I will be facilitating today's conference. Let's go around the circle. Please tell me your name and your connection to this conference today.
My name is Jim.
Hi Jim.
Hi. I'm here because Billy and I had a fight in the hallway.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. Would you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Billy, and here because I punched him and swatted him with a textbook, with a textbook.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing that. Thank you both for being at today's conference. Today we will be focusing on our incident at hand, which is your altercation at school on today's date, November 8th. We will focus on what Jim did and the impact that it had on Billy, and what Billy did and the impact that it will have on Jim. And once we have learned more about what happened in this incident as a whole, we'll identify what harms have been caused and how we might repair that harm. We'll also focus on what can be done to reassure us that the behavior will not be repeated again in the future. This conference today is voluntary. We do not have to reach an agreement today, if we do not, the case will be referred back to the case manager. I'm very hopeful that we'll be able to reach an agreement. I think you both are capable of that today. If so, we will be able to submit it to the case manager. It is possible, but rare, that the case manager will want to make changes to the agreement. Does everybody understand that?
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So, one goal of this conference is to create an environment in which everyone can speak freely and fully about how they feel and about what happened. As facilitator, my job is to ensure that everyone here has a voice. Sometimes we'll have open dialogue in which everyone can participate as they wish. At other times, we will go around the circle inviting each person to offer their own perspective, one at a time. When we do, a person can always pass if they do not have anything they wish to say at that time. Another job for me as a facilitator is to create an environment of trust so that we can speak honestly about this incident. To enable this, will everyone agree that what is said in this circle today will stay in this circle and it will be confidential?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, awesome. We will not talk about what other people have said here to others. And do we both agree to that?
Yeah, I understand.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So I'd like to begin by getting to know you both a little bit more and hearing a little bit more about what happened. So Billy, would you like to begin by telling me a little bit about you and what you hope to come of this discussion today?
Well, usually I'm just a quiet kid. I kind of mind my own business, but I kind of got fed up with Jim, and I lost my cool and took my frustration out. Kind of scared to see what I was capable of. Felt like a dream, a nightmare that I really couldn't shake off, and I just want to get the punishment over with and get this whole ordeal done with, and quite frankly, I'd rather not return to the school.
Well, okay, thank you for sharing. And Jim, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you'd like to see as an outcome of this discussion today?
Yeah, Billy and I are in the same class, and I was just kind of hanging out in the hallway, and Billy just walked up out of nowhere and hit me with his textbook, and then he started punching me, and when I fell to the ground, he just like kept kicking me, and he really hurt me. I have a broken nose, I've got bruised ribs, my braces are bent, and I have some loose teeth now, and I just hurt everywhere, and I'm kind of bruised all over. I guess what I want to get out of today is I don't want anything like that to happen again.
Absolutely. I agree with you there, for sure. Well, thank you both for sharing your side. I've been taking some notes while you're speaking. So I'm hoping to be able to summarize them and list some harms for you all that I've heard today from what you've discussed. Once I've listed those, I'll ask you for confirmation that those are the issues that we'll be discussing today. And then we'll go over some questions. Does that sound all right to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So what I have heard the harms are today is that Billy, it sounds like you often get bullied by Jim, and you've never retaliated before, but it's all kind of been building up. And so you, this last time when Billy ruined the research paper you'd been working on, it was kind of the last straw, or I'm sorry, when Jim ruined the research paper you were working on, it was the last straw for you. And so that caused you to act out, and you wish to not return to school.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on that paper for quite some time, and it's just not that, it's the little things, you know, he'll take my pen during study hall, and he'll often just, like, disregard me and hit me with balls in gym class on purpose, and just do as much as he can to, like, make my life miserable, so.
Okay, absolutely. And Jim, what I heard from you today is that you're in a lot of pain because Billy did retaliate, and so he hit you with a textbook, your braces are bent, you maybe have some bruising and things, and you're very sore from the altercation. Does that sound right to both of you?
Yeah. I mean, look at me. Look at my broken nose.
I see it.
Deserved it.
So now that we've learned a little bit more about what happened, I'd like to hear about the impact that this incident has had on you. Whoever would like to go first.
I mean, I'm just physically in a lot of pain right now. I know that I'd kind of done some stuff to Billy before, but I never did it, like, just to be mean. I'm just trying to make friends here at school, and the people I were hanging out with, they thought it was cool when I was mean to him, so that's the reason that I did it.
Okay.
But I kind of just feel like, no one really cares about me. And even this, like, I just feel like, now it's turning on me when, I was the one who got beat up.
Definitely.
Well, honestly, I understand that there's emotional distress going on, kind of on both sides. And on my part, I understand what I did, and like I mentioned before, it kind of scared me to see what I was capable of, and I just want this to be over.
Definitely. What do each of you think needs to happen in order to make things right?
Well, I think we can both start by talking to the school counselor to get just kind of like some personal stuff off of our shoulders and kind of move forward.
I guess. And I should probably start just, like, leave Billy alone, because, I thought he would be kind of an easy person to pick on, and that doesn't seem to be the case.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. So just to reiterate the harms, it seems like Billy is fed up with being bullied, and you did suggest that you would leave him alone. And Jim, you're in a lot of pain from this incident. And Billy, you've suggested that each of you talk to the guidance counselor at your school to kind of go through what happened and talk about some personal things. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So now that we're at the stage of identifying what can be done to make things right, we've talked about how the harm can be repaired, but what can we do to regain confidence in each of you? So Billy, your confidence in Jim, and Jim, your confidence in Billy, so that we can trust that each of you will be a responsible member of our community and that you'll fulfill those repairs that you each mentioned.
Honestly, I think there apologies on both sides just for, me beating him up and the stuff that he's done to me over time. I also think just space and leaving each other alone will help.
Awesome.
Yeah, I feel really bad about what I've done to kind of lead up to this. I don't necessarily think I deserve what happened to me, but I can understand where some of the frustration came from. I think giving us a little space is good, and maybe in a few weeks after we've both talked to the guidance counselor, we can maybe have a joint session or something later down the line to just know that we can coexist together. We don't have to be friends. I don't want to be your friend.
Okay. Well, what do you both think about what we've come up with so far as solutions go?
I'm fine with
I
it.
mean, yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like this is both fair and reasonable and addresses the concerns that you both have?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now that we've reached an agreement, we will submit it to the case manager for approval. If the agreement is accepted by the case manager, then Billy will have to complete the various tasks by the deadline, and Jim, you'll also have to complete tasks that you've mentioned as well, or each of you will face further action by the student conduct and conflict resolution, such as hold on your student account, new charges, things like that. So there will be consequences if you don't fulfill your solutions here. Do each of you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you both for being so willing to share your sides of the story today, and willing to talk through some solutions that we can have to move forward. You both did a lot of hard work today, and I think we reached a conclusion that you both seem to agree with, which is good. In closing this conference, I'd like to go around the circle and ask each person how they're feeling about how things went. So, Jim, how did you feel about this session today?
It's fine.
Okay, thank you. And Billy, how did you feel about this session today?
I think it's okay.
All right, great. Well, if you both are okay with everything that happened today and have no further input, I will send this to the case manager, and we can get things finalized.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yep, thanks. All
I don't even know
right.
how to respond to that.
Wow.
Quick question though, since we're already gonna have to edit part of this out.
Yeah.
He never brought up
I
the
never
research
brought
paper
up
before you did.
That's fine.
It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't.
Anyway,
Except just
here we go. Action.
The same